Good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer with FatStrike.com. And forget all theories and strike the negativity of noise. And why? Because noise is out there, noise is coming, and noise will be circulated in your life and outside your life with those that you love. Now, don't mind these nails because I'm taking them off, and I like to take them off myself before I go back because they hurt, and plus they're growing back so well. So as I sit here and take my nails off, and I have my filter on because I woke up a little bugaboo-ish, okay? Yeah, so I want to look a tad bit cute and youthful, okay? Now, just because I say that don't mean I look down on myself. Don't get it twisted now. Okay. All right. So, I did Let Love Drip Part 1, and I was speaking of my first experience in the dating world at a young, beautiful age at 18, right? And I spoke how my lovely, who was my first husband, my brother's best friend, countryman, just beautiful in every way. And you have to remember, I was dealing with an 18-year-old mind, okay? I came from a very big family, 4 brothers and quite a few sisters, okay? Now, one thing you got to know about me, I'm very dramatic. I'm not lying, but I'm very dramatic. And what's wrong with a little dramatics when you're telling a great, truthful story? Okay? With a tad bit of twist. Ain't no name dropping. And the young man that I dated back in my lovely 18s, he may have been selling things that he shouldn't have been selling on the block. But right now, those were many years ago, he's doing quite well for himself, and he's a great guy. Great father, too, is the best he can be to his child. Oh, no, not today. Click, click. So, guys, I just remember that, I spoke how my mom would say she didn't like the way he would wrestle with me. And this was my first time having I call it a boyfriend. My dad said it was dating, but I was 18 years old. He was my boyfriend. And he asked to date me. Now, I didn't really know I wanted to date, but hey, I wanted to get out the house. There was a lot of us. I really didn't want to be there, and I just wanted to do my thing. So I'm not going to make it all about him. I just wanted to leave. I knew he was secure. He had about 4 years on me. No, 3 years. Yeah, he had 3 years on me. He was out of school. I just got out of school. And he had a wonderful, wonderful job. When we date, he would bring me peach pop and honey buns. I don't know why I remember, but it was quite delicious. At 18 years old, it was quite delicious. He'd bring me lunch to be KFC. I just remember that for some reason. And he had I thought he had a nice car. Tinted windows, it was paid for. He dressed nice, he was tall, he worked out. Wow, lovely guy. but that man, wop, 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 when we got married. Now, when we dated and we had our lovely times, he never did that. He was never mean. He never was scary. Now, you got to remember, I'm talking about an 18-year-old mind. He wasn't scary. He was okay. And we didn't end up having kids till I was 21. So we were together about 3 years before we had kids. So we ended up buying a house and all that. But see, when my mom and dad split up and they moved out of town and they separated and my brothers and everybody was gone, ooh, I remember the first time. And I also remember the last. Ooh-wee! But, like I said, fatstrike.com, forget all theories and strike the negativity of noise. This website is rooted in encouraging things. And I'm going to get full circle to why it's not something that bothers me. And if you are on this page and you hear something that is triggering and that is bothering you, I recommend you go to therapy in your local, state, town, region, wherever you at. And if it's triggering and make you feel some type of way, you should swipe away because I'm not here for that. Okay? This is my story and you do not have to listen. I'm just saying. So, with that being said, I remember I'm going to fast forward and not get all the details because you don't need to know every detail because I don't want nobody snooping and crooping. That didn't rhyme or make sense, but it is what it is right now, okay? And it's quite early. Yeah. So, yeah, I remember we got our home, nice house. We had a nice home. We went and got furniture. No one lived here, just me. And we fixed it up. We had a 3-bedroom house because the third room I made into a TV room. And he just told me, now remember, don't you ever go in the basement, sweetie pie. And I was like, oh, okay. I just was like, okay, this is his little man cave. And his friends didn't come over. He didn't like his friends in the house. He didn't have them come over. They sit on the porch. He went to work every day. He'd be like, anything you need? And I'd be like, well, I would like to drive. Now, my dad just didn't teach me how to drive, y'all, but I learned how to drive. The story gets better. Yeah. So yeah, I remember the first time. He never got loud. See, that's the thing that was so tricky when I think back then. He never got loud. He never got abusive. He never got angry. And I mean abusive in the sense where I was like, he just was a cool cat. You know what I'm saying? He was a cool, lovely young man then. Okay, so I remember he did have a best friend that used to come to the house. And I must admit back then I thought he was very suave. Now, when I say suave, I just liked his style. And he kind of reminded me of my then husband, okay? Now, don't judge me on the husband things. 'Cause like I said, marriage is a privilege, and that's not something I want to do now. But yeah, he was my first husband. When I was 18, we got married at 19. We dated for a year. And, oh, wow. Please stop. Please stop calling me people. So, yeah. And, yeah, it was his best friend. And what I liked about his best friend is that he never tried to talk to me. And I'm not saying, people's best friends try to talk to you. Like I said, I had a father that was very well versed in who he was. But that don't mean he was always right. And I had brothers that were quite intelligent. All of them. And I had 4. Okay? Okay. So, oh, wow. You're just going to keep calling. Excuse me. This is irritating. All right. Don't ask me why I got 2 phones. It's my business. I run a business. A good business, not a bad one, okay? So don't get your mind tripping. Ooh, I done got off subject. Oh, wow, it must be the weather. But yeah. So one day, oh, and by the way, I was good friends with his best friend's mom. But we ain't about to dibble and dabble in that. I used to go over her house sometime. And I used to think Jennifer. I just used to sit with her. She was funny. And then my parents were gone. So, I was kind of lonely. My mom was gone. She lived in far, far away. Far, far away. Moved way over to I believe it was the East Coast, but I ain't about the name drop. No cities, okay? So I remember. Oh, no. My husband just used to, he would come home, we eat dinner, whatnot. And that particular day, I don't know. I think I started dressing a little different when I got married. Like, I just used to wear regular, I guess, whatever clothes you wear at 18. But I started getting more into my hair, my makeup, and I was a skinny little thing. In my mind, I thought I was fly. But I'm just saying. And I used to start wearing these halter tops. Like now, I love some halter top, but it was like think Jennifer. It was like a handkerchief halter top. And I remember I went out and I came home, and he looked at me when I came in the door, and he said, "You look so nice today. You look so pretty." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I got it at so-and-so. You think so?" Now, remember, I couldn't drive, so this clown took me to get it. But I wasn't tripping because he took me everywhere I went. We went to concerts. We did a lot of things, a lot of fun things. So let me tell you about that first time, but also let me tell you about that last. Well, the first time I went to bed that night, he was in the front room, and I remember being asleep. And he was like, "Jennifer, I want to talk to you." And I was like, just being myself. And next thing you know, wham, I jumped up, and we went to rumble, tumble, bumble. And that's when I realized, oh, I'm crazy too. But in my mind, I was like, what? I was like, what's going on? I didn't say why you do that. I said, what's going on? And he just looked at me, and he said, "I didn't like that shirt you wore." And then he left. Now, I can't tell you what I did because that was a very long time. But like I said, let love drip. And I learned to let love drip with this one, this first husband. I learned it like when the cold weather strike. I learned it like that love drip. I started to get control of how I was distributing my love and my vulnerability. This is part 2 of Let Love Drip. In the story of my first marriage with my country, a lovely man. And like I said, ladies, use your mind, because using my mind has got me where I am today. Okay, fatstrike.com, strike the negativity of noise to build a better you, the future you. Thank you for listening. We'll be ready for Love Drip Part 3. Bye.